Welcome back everyone, my name is Michelle and this is horror book Hell Hound. Okay, so it has been a hot minute since I have uploaded any videos and I do apologize for that. You guys know I'm like the flakiest fucking person in the world when it comes to uploading. I swear to God, every time I get on track with a schedule, some new kind of bullshit happens in my life and you know, cue the downward spiral. Anyway, today I'm going to do a short video with you guys. I'm just going to do a quick reading recap for September and then talk about a couple of books that I really want to read for Halloween. If you hear any soft sighs or grunts or whatever he's doing over there, that is my ever-growing puppy. His name is Reaper, in case anyone cares. Okay, let us start with the books that I read in September. You guys, I am really depressed. September was a hard month. Started the month out with a really shitty breakup. Had a hard time kind of gaining traction after that. Was pretty depressed and burnt out with work. And then just a couple of days ago, I had to say goodbye to my doggy companion and pup soulmate Chickadee. I don't think I've mentioned her on this channel before, so it's been a really rough time. Not looking for sympathy there. I'm just letting you guys know I've been through some shit the past month or so. So I was only actually able to read 2 books in this past month. But I will say that this particular one I'm about to cover with you was absolutely incredible. And that is A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain. Rain. Not entirely sure how to say her last name, so I do apologize if I'm butchering it. This book is amazing. I may have already talked about this book because I was reading it and almost finished with it on the last video that I uploaded, I believe. But anyway, this book is amazing. It was a thrill from start to finish. There were a couple of little grammar issues here and there that were kind of irking me at first, but once the storyline and the character development and the oh my God, the plot twists began, I didn't give a fuck about grammar anymore. I just wanted to know more and more and more, and it was such a good story. It was amazing. So I cannot wait for the second installment in this series. This is called the Duskwalker Brides series. To come out, because I will definitely be reading it. And I am planning on checking out more of Miss Opal's books because she does write other books as well. So yeah, definitely at least a 4 out of 5, if not a 4.5, because it was so good. The only reason it doesn't get a perfect score is because of the grammar. And I know that I'm nitpicking. Like, that's literally just me nitpicking because this book in every other facet is 10 out of 10. Wonderful. So yeah. If you like monster porn, go for it, is all I'm saying. The second book I technically finished like yesterday or the day before. It was technically in October when I finished it, but I'm going to count it for September because or else I'd just be sitting here talking about one book. And that is The Exorcist House by Nick Roberts. I had a really hard time getting into this one and I don't know why. I have no idea why. I think it was just the fact that I was trying to read it over this past month when all the drama and everything was going on, and I was just having a really hard time focusing on any books or stories or TV show. Literally everything I tried to do this past month, it was really hard to focus on. So I definitely still recommend this book. I only gave it a 3 out of 5, and that is just because something about it didn't really jive with me that great, and I'm not entirely sure what it was. You know, I kept seeing this book all over Book Talk being touted as like, oh my God, it's one of the most disturbing books I've ever read. To me, it really wasn't that disturbing. Maybe I just read way too many demonic possession books. I don't know, but in my opinion, it just kind of seemed a little predictable at times, and like the portrayal of the demonic wasn't anything new to me. And that's not to say the imagery wasn't beautiful. The writing was great. There were little to no, like, I don't think there were any grammar issues in this book at all. It was superb. I just didn't feel very connected to any of the characters. And again, some of that could be more of like my mental state rather than the actual book. But I do still recommend it. If you enjoy demonic possession especially, definitely pick this one up and just give it a read because it was very enjoyable. It was a very enjoyable experience. I say that, but I mean, if you've ever read a demonic possession book, don't expect this to be like a feel-good book. Just saying. But it is pretty short, so I do still recommend that you pick it up and give it a try. Okay, so I do still have all of the books on my last month's TBR that I didn't get to read on this month's TBR, but I didn't want to go over all of them again. So if you are interested in checking those out, you know, you can go back and watch my last video, I believe, was my September TBR, I want to say. But I did add 3 books to the collection for this month just because these are a couple of books that I really have been wanting to read around Halloween season. And the first one being The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I have been hearing such good things about this book. Just the simple fact that it references a lot of like classic slashers and just kind of has that, from what I've heard anyway, it has kind of that like early 90s, maybe late 80s slasher vibe feel to it. I definitely want to read this one. It is a bit of a chunker, so I don't know if I'm going to get through all of it, but the print looks actually really big, so I'm hoping I get to read this pretty quickly. Next up, we have more of a true crime novel that I was interested in reading for spooky season, and that is Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard Chizmar, I think is how you say his last name. So from what I can tell, this is more of like a meta fiction. It's not a completely true crime story, but it has a lot of like basis in that world. But I've just heard such good things about this book, and I'm in the mood for more of a true crime feel for Halloween this year. I'm not entirely sure why, but there's that. And last but not least, I have literally had this collection of short stories for over a year now. I meant to read it last Halloween and I did not. So this year, come hell or high water, I am reading Dead Leaves by Keelan Patrick Burke. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but over on Book Talk and BookTube, I keep seeing like a lot of people hating on Keelan Patrick Burke, and I don't know why. I'm not privy to the tea, so if you want to share the tea in the comments down below, by all means share the tea. I am still planning on reading this fucking book though, because it's been on my TBR, specifically saved for Halloween for like 2 years now, and it's time. Plus, it's super short, and I can probably get through that in like a day. So, yeah, I am excited for that. Other than those, I do still have some other books I'm planning to read. Like I said before, those are listed over on the September TBR, so feel free to go and check that out. I know today was like a super short video, but I am trying so hard to get back into the swing of everything. So just be patient with me, guys. Be patient. And let me know if you've read any of these books that I'm planning on reading for Halloween. How did you like them? What were your thoughts? Don't spoil anything, please, if you can, if you can help it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I will see you all in the next video, and I will leave all the appropriate links down below. So if you liked today's video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below just telling me how you're planning to spend your spooky season. With that being said, I will see you all later. Peace out, Hell Hounds.